community, YouTube. Welcome to Cosmic Vinyl. I'm Cosmic Brian. And somehow, some way, you've managed to find yourself into my little world, the Cosmic Realm. Welcome aboard. We're about to take off. Like a jet plane. Alright, I got some cool stuff to show. This video is going to kind of be all over the place, so... And I mean, when I say all over the place, it's going to be genre jumping. We're going to have VCLT. We're going to show some vinyl finds. It's going to be a little bit of everything. It's going to be fun. I'll try and keep it short. But the first thing I got to start off with, switching it up a little bit. Stole one of my wife's beers. The Liney Summer Shandy. Right in your eye.
Oh, yes, yes, my good friend, of course.
That Big Chugs for you, folks. Alright, let's get to it. Take the mind shields off. You're gonna love this. I got poison ivy in my eye. I got it all over my arms. Look at that. All from here to here, both arms. Who knew that in suburban St. Louis that you had poison ivy in your backyard? I was just pulling it, carrying it, like I owned it. I was embracing the demon weed. Woo! Some good news in all that action though is I found my lost glasses. I got my Mark Mothersbaugh specs back on. Woohoo! Alright, here we go. First, I know a lot of you out there gotta know who Aaron Mutha Alamare is, and if you don't, you must have been hiding in the trees because that cat is got one of the best channels in the vinyl community. If you haven't seen it, on Tuesdays he's got this little thing where he drinks beer all day and listens to records all day, and then he puts it to video called Tipsy Tuesday. God, you gotta love Aaron, man. And then he gets so wound up. He's like, "Cheers, VC!" and "I love you, VC!" And how can you not get excited, man? You want to just be there, like sucking down swill and rocking out to tunes with this guy. One of these days, Aaron, me and you, brother. All right. And I really appreciate the gift of VCLT that you sent. Yeah, that's right. He sent me a box of records. He always knows when I'm at my shittiest low point. All of a sudden, a package shows up from Aaron. It's like he's got ESPN. Anyway, the one we're listening to is the Vickers Psychotic Beat. It's great stuff. It's like garage revivalist kind of stuff. These four lads are from England. They play at a frenetic pace that just loses its mind. It leaves this world. It's so great. Just and the vocals make me think of like the Sonics. The guy's got a great garage punk yelp. If I had one complaint about this record, I wish they would bring the lead guitar out a little bit in the mix because it's so good, but it's just not loud enough. But these guys are great, man. I mean, every song is like a rocker. These guys are like 18, 19 years old. They had to ask their parents to go on tour, for crying out loud. Simple chord progressions, just played at a breakneck speed. It's fantastic. The Vickers, I love it, Aaron. Psychotic Beat. Now this one I wasn't so sure. When I seen the cover, I was like, what the? And you got it. It's the CUMSTAIN. And it's called White People Problems. See that guy on the front? That's a pretty good indication of what the singer looks like right there. This is the lyrics, lots of dick jokes and really kind of raunchy stuff, but it's great, like indie garage punk kind of stuff. I mean, look at that cover. That's freaking amazing. This guy's been known to perform in his tighty whities. And, I mean, it's wild. I love it. And you know what? This is fun. It's fun, it's messy, and it doesn't come out of the sheets unless you pre-treat it. The CUMSTAIN. Check it out. There's a video on YouTube. Check it out. All right, let's move on from the seminal end of the spectrum. He also knows Aaron Mutha Alamere always knows what to pick out. He knows what you like, and when he knows what you like, he sends you what you like. So he sent me this Flaming Lips record. He knows I'm a huge fan of the Flaming Lips. This is Flaming Lips Greatest Hits Volume 1. Now, it's got some of their earlier stuff, but not the real there's phases of Flaming Lips, like their real early stuff when they were a 4-piece. Then they kind of went down to a 3-bender, and then they went back to a 4-piece. And they're most famous for their 90s alternative song called She Don't Use Jelly. But Do You Realize is a huge song. Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots. This is great. I'm going to tell you a little story about how much I enjoyed the Flaming Lips. After I seen, it's been quite a few years ago, I seen the documentary called The Fearless Freaks. It's totally about their history, and it's a wild ride. You got to check it out. The Fearless Freaks about the Flaming Lips. But I fell in love with the Lips, and so much so that I didn't think I'd get to see them in concert, so I looked to find where they were the closest to. I lived in Fort Dodge, Iowa. Closest place was Tulsa, Oklahoma. I gassed up my PT Cruiser, jumped in. I drove halfway there the first day, stayed with my friend in Springfield, Missouri. Went the rest of the way the next day. It was like a religious trek. It was a journey, if you will. And I went to the show. I hung out. I didn't get autographs, but I met the Lips. I don't know why. I forget about the autograph thing, but it was just it was a religious experience. It was absolutely killer. They involved the crowd. They handed out like these little laser lights and stuff. It was great. Great show. Always going to be one of my favorites. That's my first vinyl. I have all their CDs, but that's my first Lips vinyl right there. Thank you, Aaron. And then he knows I dig Ghost. And this is their EP, If You Have Ghost. They got a couple of cover songs on here and then like 3 originals. They cover Rocky Erickson's If You Have Ghost. And then they cover ABBA's I'm a Marionette too. And then they've got like Waiting for the Night and Secular Haze and Crucified. This is a great record. I love Ghost. My daughter actually turned me on to Ghost. We've seen them probably 5 times in concert. They're fantastic. They put on a wonderful show. All the costumes they have. He always dresses either like a pope or right now he's Cardinal Copa. But he was Papa Emeritus for 3 different phases. And then he's got the nameless ghouls with their chrome helmets, their demon helmets. It's a great show. Amazing. A little occultish, but it's fun. Tongue-in-cheek stuff. So, and now I'm going to move on. Thanks again, Aaron, for the VCLT. But I'm going to move on here a little bit. So I found on eBay a great copy, what I thought was a great copy of the Stooges' first their debut album. And of course it was a reissue, but it was under $20, so I was like, I'm all about it. Well, I pulled the trigger on it, and then this showed up. I'm like, okay, this is not an LP. And I'm like, what is this? I hadn't opened it yet because it was sealed when I got it. And I thought, what is it, a bunch of 7 inches? Or is it CD? Or what is this, a CD box set? And so I told the guy before I opened it, I got a hold of the seller, I said, hey man, you advertise that as an LP. This is not an LP. And so he refunded my money and let me keep this. So that was a pretty good deal. But this is kind of a cool little box set. It's got the picture of them inside there. It's a double CD of their first record. And then there's a booklet in here with the history and bios on all the guys in the band. And then, to top it off, it came with this 7-inch of Asthma Attack, Part 1 and Part 2. Now, I don't know if you've heard Asthma Attack. It's an out there tune. It's kind of psychedelic, actually. The Stooges, my first Stooges, I was so excited. And it turns out it's not even a record. But I did get a good deal, so But yeah, this is pretty cool. I thought I'd share that with you. I still gave the guy a good review, of course, man. And then, now I'm going to switch gears on you. Remember I was going to be all over the place? I'm going to show you the diamonds. I love this. This is 50s and 60s, like, these guys are a quartet from Canada. And I love this stuff. I mean, you guys probably don't think you know who the Diamonds are, but they have a song called The Stroll. Look it up. It's got this great, like, kind of distorted trumpet, and then you just kind of do this, The Stroll. And then they got the song Little Darlin', which I think was on the American Graffiti soundtrack. I mean, they look like squares, but these guys are awesome. Great harmonies. I love their outfits there. I actually seen Jeff at 33 RPM Vinyl. Showed either one or both of these records, and I'm like, you know what? I do like those guys. I'm gonna get it, and I got a great deal on both of these. Fantastic. These guys they introduced some R&B to a wider audience, and because they sang a lot of those songs. Just great stuff. And Cosmic Brian likes it all. You know what I'm saying? So, deal. All right. Now this one, you're gonna love this. I mean, you guys, I'm so late to this party anyway. But this is Death. These guys are killer. Proto-punk, hard rock. This is from it was like demos they did in the 70s. They got just kind of shelved. There are three brothers. There's David and Bobby Hackney and their brother Dennis Hackney on drums. They lived in Detroit, Michigan. Middle class, maybe lower middle class. Their dad sat them down. They watched the Beatles on Ed Sullivan. They changed their lives. They wanted to play rock and roll. They just locked themselves in their upstairs room. They turned it into a rehearsal room and studio. They played up there. They got so tight. Man, if you want to know this story better than I'm telling it, there's a documentary on YouTube about Death. Clive Davis from Columbia Records decided to back them, give them money to pay for their recording, on one condition: they changed their name. Well, they said F that, because their dad had died and they decided to call themselves Death and put a different spin on death, like they were overcoming it. And they said no, and Clive took the money away, and this thing got shelved till like 2000s, early 2000s. It's a high time this thing hit the world, because it's fantastic. Politicians in My Eyes. There is a jam at the end of this that's so long, and it just kicks ass. I mean, it just and just keeps playing and playing. They're just killing it. Proto-punk, hard rock, metal, we'll call it whatever you want, but it's amazing. Shifting gears again. I listen to a lot, on my way to work, I listen to a lot of Little Steven's Underground Garage on Sirius XM radio. And I heard Marmelade. I mean, I already knew about Marmelade, Reflections of My Life. It's a kind of a slow jam, but it's kind of poppy, psych kind of stuff. And I heard the song I Can See the Rain, and I thought, God, this is a nice pop, psych, kind of bubblegum jam. I love it. So I went down to the record store, found this Best of Marmelade. Great 70s stuff, Scottish pop, rock band. I love this. They cover Mr. Tambourine Man. I mean, this is really good. It's got, they do Obla Di Obla Da by the Beatles. Look at the look. I just love their look. They're like kind of glammy looking. Great stuff, man. The Marmelade. I'm going to put these down because I know this rickety little display is not going to hold it. Two more records. Hang in there, people. Hang in there. This is my favorite garage band of all time, right here. 60s garage, The Music Machine. These guys are so great. Should have been so much bigger, man. This is a Rhino reissue of like a greatest hits kind of comp. featuring Sean Bonnewell. He's the leader of the Music Machine. He's the guy in the middle there with the guitar. I love that they all have black hair. They always wear black, and they always wear one black glove on their right hand. I just love that uniformity kind of thing. You know, us against the world kind of thing. And this is pretty great comp too by Rhino Records, because Sean gives a little narrative on the back here about their history, and then he breaks down each song about kind of what it means to him. I love the song Talk Talk, Masculine Intuition, Double Yellow Line is fantastic. This is so great. I love the Music Machine. I have pretty much everything except for the Sean Bonnewell album, which I'm gonna get. So, Music Machine. One more, sticking with the garage rock theme, 60s, the Barbarians. These guys are great. I mean, their early like proto-punk, garage punk years and their music from that era is so good. One of my favorite garage rock songs is called Are You a Boy or Are You a Girl? And tune it, stream it, it's fantastic. Now, long before Def Leppard's Rick Allen, you know, lost his arm in that car accident and made that triumphant comeback, and Def Leppard blew up after that album. They had this band's drummer, what was his name? It's Victor Moulton. He played drums with one of his hands as a hook, his left hand. I just thought that was fantastic. This is great. They also cover Mr. Tambourine Man and House of the Rising Sun. But there's another picture of the band there. Picture on the back there, front. This is another Rhino reissue that I picked up. But yeah, they kind of drifted the way of the folk kind of scene. So wish they would have stuck with the hard garage stuff, because it would have kicked ass. But that's my records. Thank you once again, Aaron Mutha Alamare. Big shout out to you. Go check out his channel if you haven't already. Hope you guys dug the records. I'm going to give you one more big chug for the road. Man, I love you guys, VC. I'm watching so many videos right now. I don't always comment, but I'll tell you what, I'm watching and I'm digging a lot of what I'm seeing, and then I'm buying what you're showing. So one more big chug for the road, and then we'll get you out of here.
Oh, yes, my good friend, of course.
All right, guys, stay cool, stay cosmic, all right? Come on back. Visit with me once again.
It's cosmic vinyl.